It's been popular on YouTube to dump on this 2024 Toyota Tacoma. It's too expensive. It's not selling. It's got reliability issues. You guys have been asking me what my take is on all of these videos. Let's talk about it. 2024, Toyota had an impossible task. Make a new version of the Toyota Tacoma that everyone was gonna like just as much. Do everything better, do all the things better, and make sure everyone likes it. Well, whenever there's something that's wildly popular that comes out with a new version, whether that's a cell phone, whether that's a computer, whether that's a car, whatever that is, it's so easy to just dump on it. It's so easy to hate on it because hating, dumping gets you more views. Now, the perfect example of that, well, is my YouTube channel. Now, Money Shift, one of the things that I try to do is to, dive into as much information on every vehicle as I possibly can in order to bring you guys up to speed, to give you guys the confidence you need to buy a vehicle. So that means talking about the good, talking about the bad, talking about the MPG, talking about the reviews. But if you look at my channel and you look at the last 3 cars we've covered, I have a top 5 likes and a top 5 dislikes video. I used to separate it out. And every single time, whether that's the Acura Integra, whether that's the Hyundai Kona, whether that's the Ford Bronco, whatever it is, the videos on the dislike are higher than the videos on the like. That is because it's very easy to dislike something. And it's very easy to continue to comment on why that thing that you dislike is wrong or a nitpick or I dislike this, you dislike that, whatever it is. Sorry, there's a Cybertruck in my mirror and I'm just making sure this person doesn't hit me because yikes, this thing is just, we'll leave it. I'm not going to even comment on it. But the Cybertruck is a good example. If you make a video saying the top 5 things I hate about the Cybertruck, it'll probably get a bajillion views versus the top 5 things you love about the Cybertruck, it'll probably get 3 views, right? Because it's easy to comment on that negative Cybertruck video and to say, yeah, I hate that thing too, Elon sucks, or whatever you want to say. And more comments, more likes mean YouTube pushes it more because it shows engagement. It keeps people on their platform. More people see ads, right? And you just create this system that almost incentivizes YouTubers to make negative videos. And the 2024 Tacoma has seen a lot of negative videos, and they've been broken up into 3 separate categories. Category number 1 is sales. Category number 2 is overall predicted long-term reliability. And category number 3 is YouTubers that have had issues driving their truck in their videos. And I want to touch on each of those because I think they're really important. I think some people are genuine with their remarks, but other people are doing it just to increase their YouTuber income, growth, whatever it is. So let's touch on the first one, sales. If you look at 2023 and 2022, the Toyota Tacoma averages roughly 20,000 units per month. Some months it's way higher, some months it's way lower, but by and large, the Toyota Tacoma was getting around 20 to 21,000 units sold per month, which is a staggering number, right? That's like a ton of sales per year for a pickup truck that isn't called the F-150, and it's why people like Elon made this Cybertruck, right? Because the pickup truck market is huge, so to be able to make something like that and potentially get a large share of the market, ooh, cool, you accelerated at an EV really quickly. That was super interesting. I'm really happy I got to see that. Sorry, small tangent. EV owners accelerating at lights just make me laugh. Okay, it's really easy to dump on the new Toyota Tacoma when it doesn't hit those sales figures. And if we look at the 2024 sales figures, well, they were almost non-existent in Q1. So when Q1 sales figures come out for Toyota, an easy thing for you to say is, oh my God, the 2024 Toyota Tacoma sold like absolute garbage compared to the previous generation. And a big reason for that is because it no longer has the 3.5-liter V6. It has this garbage turbo, and it's reflected in the sales. Shut your mouth. And let's understand how automotive production works. A car has to ramp up. It ramps up in production, it ramps up in trim levels produced, it ramps up in deliveries to dealer lots. And if you look at the sales for the Toyota Tacoma, they also have been ramping up. Sales have been doing really, really well, and if we average the last 3 months of sales and extrapolate that over a year period, you get 200,000 units moved. A far cry from the doom and gloom that other YouTubers would have you believe is the current case for Toyota Tacoma sales. Now, have we hit 2022 and 2023 levels of sales? No, we haven't. We have not crested the 20,000 unit mark. That part is true. But there's one thing that hurts that. SRs now are getting delivered in mass. Trail Hunters are now getting delivered in mass. TRD Pros are now getting delivered in mass in July, okay? So we had 3 big models that weren't seeing a lot of dealer lots now going to dealer lots. I would not be surprised if the Toyota Tacoma within the next 3 months hits the 20,000 unit figure at least once, if not multiple times in the next quarter. So when these YouTubers are making videos going on Toyota dealer lots, pointing out a bunch of inventory, saying, wow, look at all these Toyota Tacomas and how they aren't selling, that's just not the case. That's just not the case. And the reason why there are so many Toyota Tacomas being delivered at once is because that's how Toyota does their systems. They don't slow drip inventory. You get a bunch all at one time, you sell that off, and then you get a bunch again. That's how Toyota kind of does their business. So if you show up on the right day when a truck has dropped off all the Toyota Tacomas, it's going to look like there is a Toyota Tacoma only Toyota dealership because maybe they just got a shipment, which makes your YouTube video look that much better. So there's some truth, okay? Toyota Tacoma sales have not touched the last generation levels just yet, but they are increasing every month and have come as close as 19,000 units on a monthly basis for a truck that doesn't have every model of it on sale just yet. So a lot of cry wolf there, a lot of people trying to make a lot of money just making YouTube videos of doom and gloom, in my opinion. Number 2, reliability. One of the biggest comments that I've been getting recently is that I should trade this thing in as quickly as possible because it's about to explode. YouTube comments lead me to believe that, my truck is literally going to blow up at any minute and I need to get rid of this thing ASAP, which, by the way, you're just coaxing me because I really want to get something like a Rivian or a Land Cruiser or something else, and much to my wife's dismay, you know what I mean? She likes this thing. She doesn't necessarily want to see me get rid of it as quickly as I'm considering. So when I see these comments, you guys are giving me kind of a reason to do so. But anyway, what do I think of these comments overall? Well, 2 things. 1, Toyota's not doing themselves any favors. Recently, a lot of press has come about of that 3.3-liter twin-turbo 6. That engine is in the Toyota Tundra. That engine is in the Sequoia. That engine is in the Lexus GX. That engine is in a lot of other things, and it hasn't been going too well. There's been some issues. Toyota claims that they figured it out and that they're solving it for future ones, but the fact of the matter is that engine has not been the bulletproof Toyota reliable that Toyota is just known for, right? And because of that, that reputation then starts to bleed into other things, right? When you play the game Telephone, the message might start out as the Toyota Tundra's engine is not reliable, but by the end of the telephone curve, it says the Toyota Tacoma's 2.4-liter turbo engine is not reliable, right? And so far, that hasn't proven to be the case. Now, I know you can point out some things on the forums that have shown one guy has had some trouble, another guy has had some trouble. I can call out every single modern vehicle, including the previous generation Toyota Tacoma, and show you people that have had transmission issues on forums, people that have blown their truck up or car up on forums, right? The forum disaster shows will show up on every single vehicle, regardless of its actual reliability. Obviously, it shows up more in the cases of cars like the Dodge Hornet, which are notoriously horrible, but the fact remains that it doesn't matter what kind of car you have, you're going to see some shit on the forums. It just is what it is. So far, I don't think anyone has owned this truck for long enough yet to understand the true reliability of this 2.4-liter turbocharged engine, of this automatic or manual transmission. I myself have 4,279 miles on it. I haven't seen any issues. So for me, The perception of reliability is that it's pretty good. I have no reason to think otherwise. And no one knows. No one knows. There isn't a lot of people that have over 20,000 miles in this Toyota Tacoma yet. Now, I bet you that changes in 6 months. There's going to be some lunatic that's already put 100,000 miles on one of these things. But until we get to that point, to claim that we're going to have the 3.3 twin turbo issues with this 2.4 liter turbo just isn't fair to this Toyota Tacoma. So I think the folks that are making those types of videos are also being not genuine, right? Because they're calling out something. They're not giving the truck a chance. Toyota hasn't shown you as to why this 2.4 liter turbo can't be reliable. It's in so many other vehicles, and in all those vehicles, it's perfectly reliable. No one's had issues with the Crown, the Lexus RX, the Lexus NX. Those cars have been doing just fine. So to just all of a sudden take the 3.3 twin turbo V6's problems and point them in the Toyota Tacoma's direction just isn't fair to the Toyota Tacoma. And that leads me to the last section, and that is YouTubers' issues. Now, there's been a lot of YouTubers that have owned the Toyota Tacoma for obvious reasons. I'm one of them. It's a really popular truck. Now, everyone has different motives for owning that popular truck. Some people just want to cash in on the YouTube money and the YouTube fame. Other people want to bring to light a lot of issues with the truck or details about the truck because it is really popular. And then there's everybody in between. But there's a lot of people that have created videos that have showcased problems. Number one being TFL. Number two being Truck King. And I want to talk about both of those specific issues and get into them because I think they're really important to this truck. But oh my goodness, the Rivian van. How much do I love these things? I daily drive one of those vans if I could. You don't even know. Anyway, I want to start with TFL. TFL had a transfer case issue in the front, and it came out later that they had their truck in a different mode, and because of that, the truck behaved in a way that it shouldn't have, right? They had it in an ice mode when they should have had it in a crawl mode, and because of that, the truck behaved differently, and it caused it to have too much slip, which then caused the case to break. So there's some truth there, right? The truck probably shouldn't have broken. TFL has a wealth of experience driving trucks off-road, so maybe in the past for them, historically, if they put a truck in a certain mode, it behaves better for them in their scenarios. But Toyota's saying, hey, we gave you the modes, just use the right modes, right? Don't try to crack the code here. We got it. And they've actually made changes to the modes since then to prevent that same issue from happening, which has been interesting. So it's a problem that really shouldn't have happened, but I don't actually fault Toyota for it as much as you think I would, because it feels like a kind of one-off odd problem that I haven't really seen be seen replicated. Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen otherwise. The second one, and probably the more pertinent one to this channel, is the Truck King. So if you guys don't know Truck King, check them out. Great channel, awesome reviews, love the Truck King's content. But they recently had a Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road in manual, and they were making a lot of content on it. And in the review that they made, they had a problem. The transmission completely broke during the video. It got sent back to Toyota, months of testing, and Toyota's words, they money shifted it. I'm not making a pun on my channel name, but they money shifted it. They are saying that the driver, which was, I believe, the father, went from 5 to 1. 5 to 1. And what he was trying to do was go 5 to 3. Now, you guys might be saying, well, why wouldn't he have tried to go from 5 to 4? Why is he going 5 to 3? It's a popular thing to do, to just keep the revs high. How are you? Good to meet you. To keep the revs high, right, in certain scenarios, you can just go from 5 to 3. That doesn't really harm anything. It's fine if you do it correctly, if you rev match correctly. But they were claiming he went from 5 to 1, which caused the transmission to sort of go haywire. So I'm going to overlay this with a top-down video of the transmission and what it is like to go from 5 to 3 and what it is like to go from 5 to 1. Now, as you can see, when I go from 5 to 3, it is a very, very small movement. Very, very small, right? You take the truck out of fifth, it pretty much pops back into neutral in that center position, and you just push up, and that's third gear. If you move over to the left, watch as I go now from 5 to 1, you sort of are moving it, right? So if you go from 5 to 3 and you move this selector to the left at all, you are going 5 to 1. Which is a long-winded way of me saying I think they actually money shifted the transmission. Because if you're driving something like a Bronco, like a Gladiator, like a Wrangler, another modern manual transmission, you don't actually have that problem. You have to move the stick even more to go into third. You're more deliberate to go into first. It's usually a little bit further to the left. So this truck, the gears, the gates for the gears are pretty tight. So to go from 5 to 3 or 5 to 1, you got to sort of pay attention because it's pretty easy to do. And I think that's exactly what they did. I don't think that was a mistake from Toyota. I think there is a large chance that the gentleman driving that Toyota Tacoma just money shifted the thing. It is what it is. He went from 5 to 1. So that's my take on the current climate of Toyota Tacoma videos. I think the sales videos are an absolute bummer because they're highlighting a problem that doesn't really exist because production and inventory and models available are ramping up on dealer lots. The perceived reliability videos, I think, are also misguided because the truck has literally just come out with a brand new drivetrain, brand new to the Toyota Tacoma. So to judge its perceived reliability in the future, to already call it bad based on a truck with a completely different drivetrain's reliability is also just misguided and not fair to this truck. But lastly, the YouTubers that have had some problems with this, I don't actually fault Toyota, but I don't fault them either, if that makes sense. I don't think you should be able to money shift a car in 2024, but Toyotas have already had that problem. There's a YouTuber that did it with the Corolla GR. There's another YouTuber in Truck King that did it with the Tacoma, and I'm sure there's other YouTubers that have done it with other modern vehicles as well. But hey, it is what it is. That's more driver error than Toyota error. But then you have the TFL issue, which I think, you can kind of call it either way. It could be TFL's issue for not putting the truck in the right setting. It could be Toyota's issue for being a little too literal when it comes to the settings that they're using. But that's my take on the Toyota Tacoma climate. I think folks are just being a little overly negative to get views, to get subscribers, to get clicks. But I want to hear from you. Is YouTube actually being honest? Are the other YouTubers right? Are sales actually in the garbage? Is this truck going to be an unreliable piece of trash? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Money Shift. This is another Toyota Tacoma video. This is a Seiko Rowing Blazers watch. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.